Hey, I'm Jeff from the Rive team, and I want to show you how to create a custom slider interaction that will also update view model properties so that they can be read at runtime. If you had, say, a survey, for example, you wanted to ask the user to set a slider at a certain value, that would be collected in the view model, which means you can capture it and use that information. So this is going to use a scripted node that has several properties within it. A minimum and maximum value. It's going to have an input for a slider handle. It will allow us to choose whether or not we want to show the track of the slider, which you can choose if you want to add your own custom slider artwork instead of using this drawn one. The thickness of the slider, how wide it is, what the curvature of the slider is going to be. And here's where we define the name of the property that we're going to be updating within our view model. So I'm going to start in a new blank document. I just have my color palette set up here and a color on the artboard. And what I'm going to do is start with the agent, just pasting in a prompt that I know works pretty well to get this type of interaction. You can really describe it however you would like to. I'm going to let the AI agent get started on that. And while that's starting, I know I'm going to use an artboard for the handle. So I'm going to start by creating a new artboard here. I'm also going to split my viewport so that when the script is created, it'll show up here in this panel, and I will keep working in my stage here. All right, so this one, I'm going to set the dimensions to 0 by 0, and I'm going to add just a circle to start, and I'll make it 30 by 30, and I'll color pick this lighter blue color. And I'm going to actually go ahead and give it another fill, and I'll make it solid. I'm going to color pick my darker blue color for this. I'm going to drag it under light fill and give it a feather. See, we might not see it much here, but I think that's going to look nice when we put it onto the track. I want to make sure to rename my artboard handle 1, and I want to make sure it is a component. The other thing I want to make sure I have ready is a view model property. So we'll come to my view model. I'm going to add a new number property. I'm going to call it slider 1. That's the one we want to control with our slider. Check in with the agent. Looks like it's all done. So I'll come back to my main artboard. I'm going to right click. Now that I have a compiled and ready script under node, I can see that I have curved slider ready to add. Okay, and here it is. I'll check out each of the parameters to make sure they're working as expected. All right, I can see the spot to add the view model property name. So I want to remember that I called it slider 1. I'm going to type that into the input here. And what's missing actually is the input for my artboard. And so if I come back and look at my script, I can see it's marked as optional here. So I'm going to remove that question mark. And down in the return statement at the very end, I want to find, handle artboard. It's set to nil. So I want to set this as late. And that will give me an input. So if I hit Command S, save and compile the script, and then I'll have this input for the handle artboard here. So now I can choose handle 1. We can preview this by turning on the preview bound values toggle, and we can see the handle that we set in the artboard here and the path that we defined. Let's open up the state machine and hit play. And I want to watch this value and make sure it's being updated. It should go all the way up to 100 at that end and down to 0 at this end. Cool. So then to go along with that, since that's a number property, I can also add a text field and data bind that so I can display it on my artboard. Since I'm going to put a number into a text element, I need a converter. So I'm going to do a convert to string converter, and I know I want to round the decimals, so I just get whole numbers. I'll come into the text run data bind to the slider 1 number and add that convert to string converter. And then we can see it looks like it's on 0 already. If I play my state machine again, we'll see that value updating as the slider moves. That looks great. So then let's say I like the way that this is set up, and maybe I'll put my number kind of here in the middle of the curve, and I will grab those two elements, and for now I'll just group them. I might end up wanting to put them into a layout depending on how I'm setting this up, but I might want to have more than one of these on a page. So I'll duplicate this. I'll drag it down. And now what I'm seeing is my second slider doesn't look like it's showing up. Let's select this one and find out what we're doing. Okay, so it didn't set the handle artboard. I copied it, so I'll reset that one there. And let's say here I want to use a different number property. Instead of slider 1, I'm going to add a new one, a new number, call it slider 2. And in the node for this element, I want to change that input to slider 2. And let's say on this one, I want to change the curve. So let's say this one is going to be minus 0.5, minus 0.4. How about that? Good. So we'll get this one curving in this direction. And maybe I want this one to have a different handle as well. So I will grab handle 1, duplicate it, and rename it to handle 2. Also change the color to orange so that it's really easy to see the difference. And here on this node, I will select handle 2, and we'll change the track color. So now if I play this, it looks like my number here is not updating, but if I look in my data view, I can see that my slider number is actually updating as expected. And when I change the first one, we'll remember that we made a copy of this, and this is bound to slider 1 instead of slider 2. So that's an easy fix. I'll come back over to the text run for this second element and update what it's bound to. So instead of slider 1, I'll do slider 2, and we'll play this again, and then we'll have 2 independently working sliders. With these parameters, you can iterate on different designs, different curves, different ranges for the questions, and represent them in different ways. And you can also ask the AI agent to help you create something like a wavy path or another custom shape so that your sliders can be truly unique.